Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about actually something very personal, which is my ADHD-ness and how my ADHD kind of affects the way that I get dressed and how I have very ADHD-friendly clothing. So I'm not going to dive too much into my ADHD. If you're curious, I am both hyperactive and I'm also inattentive. I'm much more inattentive than I am hyperactive, so that's why a lot of times when I go to social events, you will find me for a good 20 minutes staring off into space, not thinking about any conversations happening to me, probably trying to hear the song that's in the background. So I want to show you how I manage being very fashion forward and personal style forward while also having ADHD. Sometimes a big problem with ADHD is that I have a really hard time making decisions and getting things done and focusing. And a lot of times, sometimes my ADHD prevents me from getting out of bed. And I need things to be very easy. I get overwhelmed really easily in my personal life. When I get to work, I'm really able to focus in on things and I'm fine, but in my personal life with my ADHD-ness and how often I go on side rants, I clearly struggle a little bit. It's also very exhausting to have ADHD, and it also means that you have a little bit of brain fog. And so having brain fog and getting ready in the morning is really difficult. So I want to show you my ADHD-friendly clothing and how I get ready much easier with this. Really quick, I wanted to touch base on the fact that having ADHD is very hard and seeing a medical professional is a good idea. However, I also want to touch on the fact that I created a list of 10 purchases that actually made having ADHD much better since I had my diagnosis. I've been on a research spree on how to make things better. So I purchased 10 things that have saved my life and have calmed my anxiety and have kept me a little bit more organized while still having the brain that I have. It's maximal returns on minimal effort. If you would like that sheet down below, I'm going to include the link so you can download it on PDF for free. See ya. Before I start, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. So I do have everything color coded. There is some variety in that. So I actually keep my color codedness very differently, where I have all of the things that are like my go-to that are easy for work outfits in the front. So all of those are going to be visible to me. And then here on the side are things that I don't really need and I don't really wear often and I can't wear to work. So I recommend adjusting this for how you need. This is actually something that my boyfriend set up for me. He actually organized my closet. But I also want to show you some of the pieces that I wear. So on days that I am really low energy and I am not feeling good, I tend to struggle with doing something like my hair or doing something that takes a lot of mental energy, which is why you see me doing the But Lazier series, which I will link down below. It's because I physically cannot, because I have executive function problem and I cannot get out of bed. So on the days that I really just need to do something fast, I need to put it on, I will either go very casual but looks okay and does not wrinkle and I don't have to do anything with it, or I'll dress up and then I'll make sure everything else is casual. So for example, on the days that I really physically cannot do it, I will throw my hair into a messy bun and then I will wear a very bright dress. So I keep this kind of closer to the bottom of my closet because it's very attention grabbing. This is actually a rental piece, but I always have at least one sundress that's really easy for me to grab and go. Sundresses are really good when it comes to ADHD clothing because you put it on and you're not overwhelmed. Make sure it's something that's not going to overstimulate you. So I like this because it ends right here. It's kind of like a high crew neck. Turtlenecks are a no-go for me. I physically feel like I cannot breathe in them. I try occasionally, and there has to be a day where I'm feeling safe enough to do it, which sounds ridiculous, but it's true. So having a very bold, fun ADHD, or AKA dopamine dressing, is actually a very good idea because it's easy. You throw it on, and with wearing bright colors, with wearing a sundress and having a low bun, and that I'll just wear it with like open-toe sandals that I just slip on, people think that I look like I tried so hard. In reality, I just put on a dress. And it also prevents you from thinking about what else you have to pair it with. That is also a struggle for me. So another piece that I always do this with, and I also go for pieces that are not going to need you to iron them. So if I am not wearing a very bright, bold color, aka dopamine dressing, I will be going for something very simple and very clean. So that is where I pull knit dress into consideration. So what you'll notice about these is that they're actually kind of thicker, they're breathable, and they are solid color. Because on the days that I feel overwhelmed, this is my go-to. The reason why I recommend these is because you don't have to iron them. They are not going to be making you feel uncomfortable all day. Something that I don't like about certain clothing is I don't like feeling it, if that makes sense. Like, something that will set me off is if my top is literally going into my underarms. So what I do is that I make sure that my tops give me some breathing room here, and that's what I needed in these pieces. I need to make sure it's not making me feel suffocated, or if I'm feeling it throughout the day. It needs to be very sensory friendly. So a knit dress is a go-to. It's easy, you just throw it on and you move on with the day. Another thing that I have are jumpsuits. It's because I don't, again, want to think about this. So I like to throw on a piece, I like to not pair it, and because it is one solid thing, and all I have to do is put on shoes and throw my hair in a bun, it's very ADHD friendly, and people think I'm much more together, even though it took me less time to get ready than it would have been if had I worn a blouse and a top and a pair of jeans. Another thing that I wear that helped me a lot are tops with bras in them. This is my summer go-to. This is exclusively what I'm wearing this summer. It's also make sure that it's breathable. I like to have ones that are 100% cotton and that are very easy to style. So I will throw this on top of a pair of trousers, on top of a pair of jeans. They make your life so much easier. I highly recommend looking into these. I know that I've talked about going bra free, and I've also talked about ways to simplify your wardrobe. Both of those videos will be linked down below, but having something like this has been actually really nice for me because I don't have to think about it, and it's also stretchy. So something that I hate doing getting ready in the morning, as I am perpetually in a rush because ADHD, I like to have things that'll be stretchy, so when I put them on, you aren't gonna see these wrinkles. I need to not think about wrinkles because I don't care. I really don't care. As a non-medicated ADHD person, it seems to kind of get in the way. So, okay, next are no wrinkled trousers. So I know I was just mentioning wearing things that are like a tank top with a bra built into it. Most likely I'm gonna be pairing it with these, which are no wrinkled trousers. These are actually from Aritzia. I found that these are fantastic. I have dog hair on them, but that's just easily wiped away. One thing I like about them is that I have thrown these into my bag and just moved on with my day, and I put them on, they look great because you scrunch them and they fall flat. And because they are creased, it kind of gives us a slight extra detail that just looks like you have it a little bit more together. Make sure when you get a pair of trousers that one, they're breathable, and two, that they are tailored. So I need to get a pair that I can put on with a pair of sandals that are just open toe, or a pair of tennis shoes, or a pair of heels. It needs to be able to hit all of those marks for me. That's also very important when it comes to getting ready. So I recommend the Effortless Pants by Aritzia. They are fantastic, and they have actually added a ton of value to my wardrobe. They are my go-to black pants. I would love to be a girl who just wears wool trousers and looks chic. However, I can't stand the feeling of wool trousers. So that's why if you're gonna go for like high quality type of trousers, make sure they're lined so you aren't feeling it. And a lot of things are not lined nowadays. So that's why Effortless pant. And also I need to make sure that they can just drape on the hanger. And then I go in for jackets. So I like jackets because they make you look like you've tried. I have a few of my regular go-tos. I like to make sure that I have a few that are very classic and just do really well. So if you were looking to add some really solid personality and make you look like you have your crap together, just wearing a nice simple trench coat and then a red lip makes you look like mysterious and together, instead of being like me where you can't shut up and you are a dork. So trench coats, I have several of them here. I like to have more than one color because I need some variety. I also like to have really thick ones for when it's really cold, but I also need to emphasize, make sure it's lined. And then on the days where I feel like I have a little bit more personality, I like to throw on some blazers because blazers will hide your laziness sins. And that is why I go for a blazer with personality. Almost all my clothes are vintage, so pretty much all of my jackets are from vintage stores. I will link them down below. I will link vintage stores that I purchased from on Etsy down below because almost all of them have them. Another thing, slip skirts. So I like slip skirts because I like non-silk slip skirts because they really do look very good and they don't wrinkle really easily. I also got this one secondhand. This is actually a Topshop skirt I got in like 2016 and I still wear it all the time. I wear it with another tank top and it does make you look like you have tried. It makes you like you should be on a European vacation when you wear this with a tank top and flat. And finally, I rent clothing. So I am wearing a rented dress currently, which I'll link down below, but I also like to add some rented clothing. The reason why I like it for more than just having the variety, which I need the variety, or I'll go into credit card debt as someone who loves fashion and who has ADHD, I need that variety. The reason why I like it is because it comes to you dry cleaned. It comes to you clean. You can return it dirty. I am really bad at taking things to dry cleaners because I don't like taking time out of my day to go to a dry cleaner. I like it because they drop it off at your door and they pick it up at your door depending on where you live, and it adds a lot of variety, and it also prevents you from shopping and going into credit card debt. There are times where I have rented something because I've had this deep impulse to do it. So like I've been really into the vest look and I'm currently out of that phase, and I regret actually buying a dress and a skirt and a vest, but now that I've rented it, the urge has gone away. You can also read reviews of other people's experiences with renting and what they have liked and what they haven't liked. A lot of people have actually mentioned the feel of clothing. So when you are renting things, make sure you're actually reading, okay, they say it's uncomfortable here, or they don't like the way it fits this way. Make sure you actually read those. But renting clothing has saved me a lot of money because of impulse shopping. So this is probably my most ADHD friendly tip. Seriously consider rentals when it comes to clothing because it prevents you from feeling disappointed with your wardrobe and bored, which is the thing. I don't like it. We get bored very easily. I get very bored with my wardrobe. This is a way to prevent that. I've mentioned these many times, but I love these. And you want to know why I love them? It's because I can't feel them. I also hate wearing bras, and I hate the feeling of bras. It's very restrictive of me. So, nipple stickies, I'll link the ones that I get down below. I actually have a reoccurring delivery of them coming every 2 months because I know they're supposed to last forever, but they really only last a few months. So highly recommend this just to add some, just to make sure you aren't feeling overwhelmed with bra choices, because a lot of the things that I hate about clothing happen to be bras, which is why I chose built-in bras. Something that really helps me is that, one, I have a partner who occasionally cleans up after me, God bless him, but two, I have everything very in viewpoint, and on the days that I feel motivated, I make sure that I can actually see it. Attacking my closet and making sure everything looks great is actually on my top priorities when it comes to my ADHD on the days that I'm feeling good. So, and you can also be very fashionable, be very put together, and also have ADHD. You don't always have to be viewed as a sloppy, not together person. And also, I really recommend seeing medical help if you do need help. I've done it. I highly recommend it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.